Welcome back to episode 7 of Singapore Sailing, the series that features the best highlights and inside stories from the waters of Singapore. In our previous episode, we headed to the westernmost point of Singapore in Tuas and the stunning Raffles Marina to check out the action from the 4th edition of the Asia Pacific Student Cup, a unique sailing event that gathers 8 teams from 3 countries to compete in one-on-one match racing duels, pitching their skills in this discipline of sailing which demands superb teamwork and superior mental agility. In this episode, we're heading back to the iconic Raffles Marina to check out the sailing action of a legendary regatta. The Western Circuit Sailing Regatta is now in its 18th edition, growing from strength to strength to become one of the most important events of the region.
It is the premier event in Singapore, I think. It's my opinion, you know, it's always good. I've been doing this regatta for many, many years. If you're around this region, the Western Circuit is a must-do regatta. Must-do.
This historical regatta has evolved over the years to become a major event on the international sailing calendar. There are sailors from all over the globe in attendance, including competitors from the USA, Australia, New Zealand and Europe.
Welcome to Raffles Marina. This year we celebrate our 21st anniversary. Raffles Marina is a comprehensive marina. We cater from little dinghies all the way to mega yacht. We've also supported sailing, as you have heard, and this is our home regatta, the Western Circuit Regatta, in its 18th year.
Sailors from all corners of the city-state have gathered early in Raffles Marina to give a dynamic presence and fill the atmosphere with their fantastic energy as they prepare their boats for the exciting day ahead. Final instructions have been given in the morning briefing and all sailors rush out to check the last details and set the sails for race day 1. Day 1 of competition was a great opportunity to pitch teams against each other, while the weather conditions allowed them to use all their talents on the racetracks. Three race courses have been set as the regatta hosts a big variety of boats, from offshore boats and trimarans to SB20s and windsurfs, giving a chance to all ages of sailors. And some really were young. In the SB20 fleet, the teams lined up ready to get some points on the score sheet early on. The level of competition was high, which made it difficult for any of the teams to dominate, and racing amongst a light breeze meant that there was no room for error. Team Glasgow Kiss, skippered by Niels Razmilovic, were determined to claim another back-to-back title. But to do so, they had to overcome some fierce competition, such as Team Werner, skippered by Johannes Babenderede. The trimarans were also sailing on the same course, which added another flavour of sailing for the spectators and broadened the skill set needed to sail in this regatta. Meanwhile, the young sailors in the J24 class had their own battles to fight, and what they may have lacked in experience, they made up for in passion and motivation. Fans were spread out along the closest marina to the course, allowing young windsurfers the chance to gain racing experience and a hunger for the sport.
I think it started off with a good vibe, and it's always such a great community because it kind of kicks off the Singapore season. So it's a lot of fun to come down, see everybody, meet with all the new sailors, the old sailors, and there's wind today, so that really definitely helped.
The end of the races found all sailors back on shore ready to enjoy the warm hospitality that Raffles Marina always offers. Time for relaxation and enjoyment, whilst the winners of the day had the privilege to celebrate their achievements during the prize-giving ceremony of Day 1. The success of this regatta is largely thanks to the venue, Raffles Marina, which has historical links to the sea and has played a major role in the development of the sport in the region.
Raffles Marina has done a lot for developing the sailing sport in Singapore. Again, due credit to Francis Lee, who is passionate about everything on the water. He's known for his boating and leading expeditions. Francis drafted the plan for the Singapore Straits Regatta, which is still raced. We also support Singapore's the sailability program under the Singapore Sports Council, where disabled sailors race in Singapore and allows them to get out in the water, and they're as good as we are once they're in the water. And every year at the last day of this function, we have an auction, and we'll get enough money together to go and probably buy two Access 2.3 for the sailability sailors. So it's sailors giving back to disabled sailors. And yeah, so Raffles Marina has done great things for the sport.
The Western Circuit Sailing Regatta is a prime example of how sailing can be developed as a competitive sport and as a means of furthering the growth of disability sailing, integrating sailors from all backgrounds as they come together to take part. The offshore IRC A and B class partake in the SMU President's Cup, a coastal race that gives the sailors the opportunity to test their skills on a course that requires the ultimate in strategy and speed. The tricky weather at this venue seems to favour the smaller boats, with the larger vessels struggling to take the lead. Eventually, it was SMU MAD, skippered by Clement Lim, who came up with the goods to take the victory after a 2-hour and 40-minute time. In second place was Pascal Radu's Burnin' Fire, and in third it was Old Blue Eyes, skippered by Glenn O'Grady. The SB20 fleet battled it out for the SB20 International Cup, a title secured by the team with the best results of the weekend. All of the teams struggled to find consistency as the unpredictable weather hampered their efforts. It was Niels Razmilovic and Glasgow Kiss who looked stylish and composed as they scored a bullet, a third and a fifth to climb up the leaderboard and secure the silver, just 1 point behind Anthony Keong, who took the title. It was bronze for Jervis Tilley and the Tara team. After a wealth of on-the-water excitement, it was time for the awards ceremony, where the winners were recognised and the celebrations got started. It was a time to enjoy the moment and relive the memories of an action-packed weekend. The last racing day saw the leaders extend their advantage to claim the title. In the SB20s, the second discard race came into play, favouring Glasgow Kiss, and the defending champion went on to claim the SB20 title. Trailing in the early stages, Clement Lim's Plateau 25, SMU MAD, came out on top in the IRC B class. As it caters for all classes, including windsurfers and Access 2.3s for disabled sailors, this regatta is now considered a festival of sail in Singapore. The youthful enthusiasm from the SMU students, combined with excellent facilities at Raffles Marina, has built a reputation for lively fleet racing and fun-filled post-race parties. Next year, more participation is expected from neighbouring countries, with an expansion of the programme to include even more classes of boat for everyone to enjoy.